Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Soft Friday Night Workshops. We're honored the believer helped us take these over. We hope you have a good time enjoying some creative community building and art making. SAW, which stands, if you're new, stands for the Sequential Artists Workshop, is a school with loads of online courses. You can see, I'm going to paste this into chat with all the links if you want to follow them. We hope you'll share the work that you make today on social media with the hashtag Friday Night Comics. And also please tag us at Comics Workshop. Don't worry, I'm going to put this in the chat. And you can also join hundreds of people sharing their work at our free members site, which is an alternative to Facebook, which is members.solvecomics.org. But don't worry, I'm going to put this in chat. And you can find the video archives of all of these workshops at the link that's going to appear shortly in chat. At our next workshop is going to be Recovering Memory with Jet Allen, and that's going to be on January 21st. And you'll be able to sign up on the SAW site or in the link that will appear shortly in the chat. SAW Comics is a 501c3 nonprofit, and we thrive on your support and donations. You can support these workshops plus the many, many ways in which we strive to meet our mission of training and supporting graphic novelists. And now I'm going to paste that with all the links to this chapter. There we go.
Of Bogota. Wow.
But chat. Why is chat? All right, I'll figure that out later. Let me introduce Teresa Wong, who is leading our Drawing Clothes workshop. Teresa Wong is author of the graphic novel Dear Scarlet, story of my postpartum depression. Her comics have appeared in The Rumpus and Event. 2021-22 Canadian writer in residence at the University of Calgary. I guess I'll spotlight you, Teresa.
Oh, okay.
Take it
There I
away.
am. Thank you so much. And I just want to thank Saw for inviting me here tonight because, I've been part of the Believer workshops in the past and as a presenter, but also as an attendee. And, the Friday night comics workshops have been a huge part of the way that I've gotten through this pandemic. Just having this regular drawing time has really helped me because I don't know about all of you, but it's been hard to be creative. It's been hard to generate stuff because, your mind just feels wild the whole time. And just this chance to sit down every Friday night or almost every Friday night with a community of like-minded people who just want to draw and share has been so heartwarming, and I just love it. So thanks. And I hope you have fun tonight. We're going to be drawing clothes, and I'm just going to share a really short presentation. I hope you're not here to learn how to draw clothes better, because I don't think I can teach that. Although I'm confident that there are probably some good workshops through SAW that you can take to learn that. I'm a self-taught illustrator. I actually am totally uncomfortable calling myself an illustrator most of the time because I'm a writer who just happened to draw a graphic memoir because my illustrator friend who I wanted to collaborate with me told me no. He said, your memoir is about postpartum depression. It's your personal story. It has to come from your own hand. And I was scared to put my work out there. And knew that the way that I drew wasn't maybe the best, but I'm just really happy that people have responded to it, and and have kind of embraced my drawings even when they're a little bit wonky. And you'll see they're even wonkier than this when we start drawing tonight. So like Michael said, I wrote a book called Dear Scarlet, the story of my postpartum depression, back in 2019. And then since then have been trying to, I guess, teach myself how to become a cartoonist. And mostly succeeding. I've gotten some comics into The Believer and The Rumpus. And then in November, I actually had a gag cartoon published in The New Yorker for the first time. And so that was a really exciting highlight. And I do a lot of workshops like this one, where I lead people in comics drawing, and not as an expert, but more as a, hey, if I can do it, you can too. And like Michael said, I'm also the writer in residence this year at the University of Calgary. And if you like this workshop and you haven't seen the past ones through The Believer and a couple of other ones that I've done, and you just want to, you know, have a drawing time with me further, you can check out my website at byteresawong.com. The other thing that I've been doing during the pandemic is I started a Substack newsletter, and this is how I actually started drawing clothes. It was just on a lark, really. I had stopped buying clothes because I thought, well, I'm at home all the time. I've always, you know, I wanted to try a no shopping year and kind of live a more sustainable life. However, I was also missing wearing clothes. Like, I mean, I was wearing clothes, but not like fun clothes. And so I was missing kind of the items that were sitting in my closet. And I decided, well, why don't I start a newsletter so that I could draw what was in my closet, as well as write a little bit about, you know, what that clothing meant to me in my life. And honestly, I thought maybe I'd like publish like 10 of them or 20 and I'd be done, because, you know, how much can you possibly have to say about clothes? But it turned out that I had so much to say about clothes. And, you know, and I'm not a fashionista or a fashion blogger or whatever. It's more about what how I use clothes to express myself, what clothing means to me, the choices that I make around clothing. And so here are some examples of the clothes that I've drawn. I think I'm up to all, I can't remember how many newsletters I've written now, but over 50. And you know, I've covered topics from, you know, just being an 80s kid and how much 80s style has still continues to still influence my choices in life. I can't pass up anything neon sometimes. I just love it so much. Over to, you know, the in the bottom left corner here, that's the blazer I put on the day after Trump won the election in 2016, and it was kind of symbolic to me, and how, you know, I felt crushed, but, you know, I wanted to wear something that showed that I wasn't completely defeated either. Or on the right there, I've got a pair of jeans that I've been getting holes in the knees and mending over time, and trying to, you know, kind of learn what kind of life I can live by repairing instead of going out and buying new stuff. And then the bonnet there is just an item I saw when I was in Amish country in 2019. And I so wanted it, and I did not buy it because I thought, you know, I'm going to look stupid. Like, why would I wear a bonnet? Where would I wear this to? But I think about it almost every month, which is really funny to me. And so, clothing, whether you whether you say you care about it or not, everyone has an opinion about the clothes that they wear. And we do use it to express ourselves, even if it's to express that we don't care about clothing. And so doing the newsletter has taught me that. And I feel like it's really fun also to draw clothes. They kind of, when you draw them, they tend to look a little bit alive, and I love that about it. And so I also wanted to show you some inspiration that's inspired me in terms of people who have drawn clothing. These images are by Myra Coleman, the illustrator and author as well. And I just love how, when you draw clothing, it doesn't have to look perfect. In fact, when it doesn't, it's kind of more charming in a way. And then Julia Rothman, who is another illustrator, she's based in New York. This example is from a New Yorker comic that she did about mask wearing, like in the early days of the pandemic, before we were told that these aren't high quality masks. But again, really fun. I love her style and the colors too. And a Canadian, Sarah Lazarovic, who wrote a whole book, but I think it came out of a comic that she did called A Bunch of Pretty Things I Did Not Buy. And she was one of the people who inspired me to do a kind of shopping fast. And instead of buying things that she wanted and loved, she decided that drawing them was a good way of kind of owning them without owning them and without impacting the planet, in a negative way, in terms of carbon footprint. And so I just love that idea, and I've done that too in my newsletter. Is sometimes I'll just, you know, I'll see stuff online that looks great and I want to buy it, but then I decide, well, why don't I draw it instead? And there's the same feeling of ownership and connection that you get from drawing a piece of clothing as you have wearing it, I think. And so really inspirational. And I encourage you to check out Sarah's comic, a bunch of things a bunch of pretty things I did not buy. And then because all the examples I've shown so far were in color, I just wanted to show something black and white. And I thought this was a fun comic by Sarah Anderson that just compares men's clothing to women's clothing. And the fact that almost all women's clothing is super uncomfortable in some way. And it lacks pockets. And but anyways, yeah, lots of inspiration out there. And as you see here, Sarah's not really drawing super hyper realistically or anything, but she gives you the sense of the clothing just the same, and it's very inspiring to me. So tonight, I would like us all to make a comic about an item of clothing, or several if you want. And I thought that I'd give a few prompts just in case you don't have any ideas, but feel free to diverge from this list if you want. You could write about a favorite item of clothing or something that you've just been, loving recently. You could write about something you didn't buy, and maybe why or why not. You could write about what you've been wearing during the pandemic. And you know, I'm going to show you what I'm going to draw, and I have a little story about that. But you know, we've all reverted to certain, or we all have favorite things that we wear all the time, and we might not even like them, but we rely on them. And so that's what I think of as pandemic wear. Or a cool outfit from the past, you know, something you wore as a child, as a teenager, as an early adult, just, you know, an outfit that always made you feel good or special in a way. Or if you're inspired by, you know, something you saw on a TV show or a movie, those are also fun to draw. I drew for my newsletter an outfit that Molly Ringwald wore in The Breakfast Club, because I've always loved that outfit, and if I could find it right now, I'd wear it. And it's just, you know, something that has stuck in my mind for like 30 years, and I can't shake it. And there's something meaningful and interesting about that too. So I'm just gonna stop sharing my screen. I hope, you know, you don't need to see these prompts, but if you want, I can put them in the chat after. But I'm going to switch over to our drawing view. And make sure it's not upside down. And why don't we just start with a really quick warm up, just so that, you know, we've shaken our hands out and gotten a few lines down. I always love doing Linda Berry's blind drawing exercises as warm-ups. And so I'd like to do one of those tonight. And I'm just gonna give us all a minute on my timer here. And I would like us to draw a queen, however you want to interpret that. So you've got, I hope, pen, paper, pencil, paper, and with your eyes closed, starting right now, let us draw a queen. I'm going to draw Queen Elizabeth because I am Canadian and she is our head of state.
Sorry, did you say with our eyes closed?
Yes, eyes closed. Do your best. You know, it's the best thing about blind drawing is that you can't really do it wrong. And with your eyes closed, you can't really judge what you're doing. And so it kind of makes it extra fun. I can't remember. I think I'm just going to put her in a kind of like a long skirt suit. She seems to wear those a lot and favor pastel colors, right? I'm going to put her in sensible low heels because she is getting up there in age. But maybe put a scepter in her hand just for fun. Okay, just gonna check the time. And time is up. Love for you to hold up your pictures of your queen, just so I can see. Oh, that's great. I love them. And, you know, one great thing about drawing blind is also you're proving to yourself that you can draw, right? Like, even if you don't feel like you can draw, anyone who looks at the picture you've produced, even if you think it is hideous, everyone would be able to tell that's a queen, you know, like from the smallest kid to the oldest adult. So, all right, feel good? Let us start our comic then. So usually I like to do 4 panel comics, but this is all totally up to you, but I will just time for 4 panels. Oh, what is in Queen Elizabeth's hand? In my drawing, it was supposed to be a scepter, but it looks more like a really tall lollipop. So yeah, not successful. And she's definitely not in her shoes or on her legs, but you can still tell it's a queen, I think. All right, so we're gonna do 4 panels, and I'm just gonna give us, should I be nice? Yeah, probably, right? I think give us 4 minutes a panel. Actually, let's make that 3. We're working fast here. We're not aiming for perfection. We're just looking for a fun story to tell about clothes. And so I'm just going to sketch out my panels. I usually sketch panels with a Post-it note just to make it easier and to get kind of roughly the same shape and size panels. And if you have colors, like coloring tools, drawing clothes, when you color them, they actually look really great and much more vibrant and more accurate. And so feel free to get out coloring supplies as well. I'm just going to do a black and white one. All right. Okay. So I'm going to put 3 minutes on the timer, and yeah, I hope you remember the prompts, but if you don't, they are either a favorite item of clothing, something you didn't buy, pandemic wear, a cool outfit from the past, or clothing from a TV show or movie. Oh, right. I was going to actually show you what I was going to draw. I'm just going to go back to my speaker view real quick, and or my face view. This is my greatest buy ever. After I stopped my shopping fast, this is the first thing I bought. It's a pair of jeans that look like jeans because they've been printed like jeans, but they're actually sweatpants. And so they feel like sweatpants, they look like jeans, they are the most amazing thing, and I'm gonna draw about them. And I've got them here actually as a reference. And if you need to pull up a photo reference or, you know, quickly grab something from your closet, feel free. All right, back to the drawing view.
Teresa, are you able to paste those prompts into chat just for people like me?
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I will.
Somebody already put them in the chat.
Oh, did they? Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I will put them in anyways.
There they are.
Yeah. Okay. Just so that we have them. All right. So I've got 3 minutes on the timer, and let's start drawing the first panel. So when I do my drawings for my Substack, I generally start with the outlines of the clothes, just to get their general shapes in. And there are resources out there online that talk about, how you draw the drape of fabric and things like that. But again, I'm that stuff is kind of a mystery to me. But it is possible to draw really realistic clothes. Unfortunately, that's not what you're going to get from me tonight. I do find if you just put in kind of places where seams actually are, and try to pay attention to kind of smaller details, that can really help. Okay, we've got just 30 seconds left on this panel. I know I said that thing about coloring and then totally did not bring supplies. All right, time's up. So second panel, I'm going to put another, was 3 minutes too short? Do y'all feel like that was a little bit short? Should I give us an extra minute or half a minute? Okay, Taylor says 4. We'll split the difference. Okay, I'll give you an extra 30 seconds. 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, let's go on panel 2. So whenever I give workshops, I actually try not to plan too much in advance the comic that I'm making, because I kind of want to be in the same boat as you are. But now I realize that I want to write the word trompe l'oeil, but I have no clue how to spell it. So I'm going to do my best. And anyone who knows French, and if I do it wrong, please point it out. Here we go, Trump. I think this is right. I don't know. What I love about drawing clothing too is like you really look at the clothes and suddenly you notice all these tiny details like that that are part of your clothing that you've never really seen before, like how they attach belt loops and things like that. All right, we've got only a few seconds left. Okay, and time's up. Oh, you know, I got trompe l'oeil wrong. Oh, thank you. Here. How did a U get in there? How do I fix this? Okay, there. Is that right? Okay. Ready for your next panel? Panel 3. Here I'm going to go for a full body shot of me. All right, let's start. Okay, we've got just 5 seconds left. Okay. And final panel. I like doing, yeah, these kind of quick timed panels just because at the end of it all, you know, in basically like less than 15 minutes, you'll have a full comic done. And it might not be like the best comic, but it is existing, and so it's something that you can work with and change up and finesse and stuff. But the important thing to me often is just to get a first draft down and get something down on paper and out of your head. Okay, and last one. And I'm going to start the time again. Let's go. Oh, I drew that really fast. We've got 45 seconds left. Okay, and time's up. Okay, so yeah, you can see my finished comic here. These pants would be great at fooling everyone if I would just quit telling everyone that they were sweatpants. And so that's the story of my trompe l'oeil jeans. We have time for sharing, and I would love to see you share here. And also, like Michael said, afterwards, if you don't share here, or even if you do, we'd love to see you share online with the hashtag Friday Night Comics. And this is my Instagram handle. I'd love it if you could tag me just so I could see them. And this is the Instagram handle for Saw. And so Michael's gonna just look for people to raise their hands through Zoom. So you can do that under the reactions button. And then he'll call on you, and can't wait to see your clothes.
How about Hannah, Dean? Can you unmute yourself? Sure.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Well, this is about an outfit I used to wear in college, and it starts with those bell-bottom jeans.
Oh, those are awesome.
Which were ripped and patched, and then I patched the patches, and my mom hated them, and one day I came home and they were simply gone.
Oh.
Anyway, then there were those hippy dippy earrings, which were like down to the floor. Not really, but that's how I kind of remember them. And well-worn boots for trucking, and a bandana for those bad hair days. Which is
Oh, I love that. That's and your style is perfect for the style of clothing as well.
right.
I could just see that all. I hope you color that comic, because I could see that
Yeah, I'd
being
love
like
to.
super beautiful. Thank you.
I see someone named Lori Folk.
Okay. So when I was a kid, I wanted an outfit just like Jeannie from iTunes Jeannie TV show. So I used to watch it and draw everything in detail and then show it to my grandmother so
Oh,
she
that's
could
amazing.
make it correctly for me. And then, but the hardest was the hat, but I decided to make the hat myself. And I had to come up with the pattern for it. And then I even found a hairpiece to go
Oh
with
my
it.
goodness. Oh, that's
You know,
wonderful.
I was just so thrilled. And then the bottle that I used to use for my genie bottle was a salad dressing before I got the real thing.
Oh, I love how that you remember so much of the detail after all these years. I mean, that's what drawing does too, right? But
Yeah. Well,
the
I used
fact
to
that
try
you
to make
drew it, yeah.
genie comics, so that's probably part of the reason why. But I was obsessed with the costume.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
How about Audrey?
Hi there. So I just sort of worked on coloring it while I was waiting, but this is sort of what I don't wear at the top.
Yeah, me neither.
And then what I would wear. And then would I wear something fancy? And that would be a big fat no. Give me baggy any day.
Nice. Comfort, right? No, I love how you got the drape of the clothing. Like you can really feel the drape of the baggy clothing. That's great.
Okay, thanks.
Ashley?
Hello. All right.
Hi.
It might be hard to see, but it's pretty much like the dragon onesie that I wore during the start of the pandemic. So my friend and I did like a car kind of breakfast thing where like every week, like once a week, we would do breakfast together and just wear our wackiest clothes. And then one time her battery died, and that's when it ended, was like after her battery died, her car battery, and the guy like came out and we were wearing wackiest clothes. So yeah, sorry it's hard to see, but
No, it's great. It's great. And I love this story. I I hope you color yours too, actually.
Yeah.
I think that dragon onesie would be great in color. Thanks
yeah,
for sharing.
thank you.
Lana?
Sorry, I had to meet my sister. We're on FaceTime while we do this. Okay, so this is the story. Once upon a time, I bought a fringed black bustier at a rag stock in San Francisco.
Wow.
Absolute favorite thing to wear to clubs and tea dances. That's me. It was also my New Year's Eve, my go-to New Year's Eve outfit. That's the back of it. And then the last time I wore it was New Year's Eve 2000. Now it lives in a box on my closet's top shelf. I think sometime this year I will give it to my 14-year-old daughter. I didn't get to finish here, but I think that she's ready.
Oh, I love that. And I love the fringe. Like you can really, I can feel that fabric just looking at your drawing.
The best.
Yeah.
It was like that magic thing that you could put on and you felt ready to go out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
About
Thank
Libby
you.
Eve?
Yeah.
So when I was 4, I wanted to be a bride. So I was picturing this dress.
Mhm.
And then my mother was a real expert at improvising and making do. So she made me a veil out of a really old knit curtain with a hairband shoved through it. I realized it doesn't even have any sewing.
Smart mom.
And I was a very happy bride in many family photos.
I love
And
it.
Great.
I still have the veil.
Oh my goodness, you have it. Oh
I
my
didn't draw it
goodness.
super well, but there it is.
Oh, that's lovely. Oh, I'm so glad you kept it.
Me too.
That's great. Thanks for sharing.
Michael Wu?
Hi, Michael.
Yes, hello. So for men, a challenge is that ties are becoming obsolete. So let's see if you can see this. The first panel says, the problem with wearing a tie is that a properly knotted tie can get too tight at the neck. So a better solution, as you can see, is to ditch the shirt and just wear the tie without any shirt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love the purple of the tie too.
Yeah, well, I almost did a red tie, but I thought there was the wrong connotation. So
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
thanks.
Thanks.
Jeannie, will you share?
Hi, Jeannie.
You're still muted, Jeannie.
I don't know where I am or where I went. All right. So this
Mhm.
is that's what my cartoon character wore in the 1980s, and she wore that every day and everywhere. It's a close up, and it was also a dress I could wear then, but not now. And this is Dee Dee. That's my cartoon's character's name. This is Dee Dee dressed as me. And this is me today. This is me today.
Oh, I love it. And I love the drape in that first panel, the draping of the dress
Oh,
too.
no, you
Yeah.
said that and I thought, hey, I could put a little shadow in.
Yeah, no, works great.
Thank you.
How about Jared?
Hi.
Yay.
Show them what's in there. I think it's a store,
Okay.
a clothing store, and someone goes into the store and buys some clothes, right? Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, you drew a
Nice.
lot of different clothes. That's a real challenge. You met it. I love the colors too.
Really nice work.
Yeah, no, it's great work.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Cool.
Dawn?
Michael, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay,
I
there.
didn't know whether she was going to walk us through it or not. Okay.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing.
Hello. So here's mine. Let's see. My friend sent me a gift when I wasn't feeling well. So I had the gift and then I opened it and the most wonderful soft item was inside and it was a Keith Haring bathrobe.
Can't see it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Keith Haring.
Oh, wow.
It's covered in all of his artwork, but it is also just like you fall into it and it's amazing.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I love that. I actually wrote a little bit about that in my newsletter too, about how it's so hard to buy clothing as gifts, right? Because like people have really specific tastes, but it sounds like your friend really knows you.
I also just feel like a bathrobe is the perfect gift because even if somebody doesn't like it, it's like you might try it on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not forcing someone to wear something out that they might not wear.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely worn it to take stuff like take out the trash.
Oh yeah.
I never thought I would do
I
it.
think you could totally wear that out anywhere, actually. It's Keith Haring.
Exactly.
Hey,
Thank you.
Teresa, we've had a few questions earlier about how to see your newsletter.
Oh, it's just I'll put it in the
In the chat?
yeah, chat here.
Fantastic. How about Monique?
Hey,
Hi,
Teresa.
Monique.
So I am also showing off what my favorite article of clothing is, kind of like the bathrobe, but it's like a big oversized winter coat of fake fur. So first thing it's my favorite article of clothing is my huge coat. And I used crayons for the coloring from my partner's mom. It was a great Christmas present.
Oh, nice.
So the next panel says I am a very small person, and it's me next to someone else. When I put on the coat, I turn into an enormous, intimidating bear monster. And here's the same person.
I love it. And yeah, clothing totally makes you feel a certain way, right? And it can act as armor almost. I love it. Thanks.
Rachel and Calvin.
Hi.
Sure. Hello. This is Calvin. And what it says is hey, why do you look like you're having a seizure? Actually, it's the itchy sweater in box says don't wear sweaters. Yeah, I forget the name of, but one of the cartoonists you showed was an inspiration.
Oh,
This-
yeah.
This is mine. I got inspired by my stylish 9-year-old. So that's me and him.
Oh, I
Anyway,
love it.
thank
I
you.
love, yeah, both pieces are great. I love
Hey,
the
buddy.
itchy sweater cartoon. I feel you. I hate itchy sweaters too.
Better.
I think we have time for maybe 2 or 3 more. How about Jenny?
Hi, Jenny.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I drew something that I really want to buy. And I've been wanting to buy it since it was regular price. And then when I was drawing this, I noticed it's 25% off and it's still exorbitantly expensive. $4.29. Okay, so it's 70% alpaca, which I think means it's not itchy. And I love Fair Isle. So my comic is all of the places that I think I would wear this sweater. All right, number 1, après ski.
Nice.
That's me on the chairlift. Okay, number 3, in front of a cozy fireplace.
Love it.
Book and my tea. And then, of course, finally on Instagram.
I mean, why even get dressed if you're
I
not going to show
know.
it on Instagram, right?
I know. And here I've shown that I've gotten 10,000 likes. And
Well, I mean, it sounds like you've made your decision.
yeah. And okay, like, I don't know how I drew my face. It's so creepy. So let's just, but yeah, that's my
No,
comment.
that's great. Thank you for sharing. And I hope, even if you don't buy it, that you feel like you own it now because you have a comic about it.
I really want
Teresa?
Okay, so I drew my daily clothing dilemma.
Oh, wow.
There's
Look at
me
that.
staring at the items. It's just clothes. Just choose.
Oh, I love the pattern that you put on those sweaters.
They're the identical thing. The sweaters, they just have, 2 different colors, same pattern. So to avoid decision fatigue, smart people, I mean men, wear the same thing every day. And that is supposed to be Steve Jobs and Obama, who were known for doing this. And the only woman I could think of who dressed very the same
Nice.
every day was Iris.
Yeah, no kidding. That's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I love Iris. And Myra Coleman wears kind of the same thing too every day.
Hi, Yvonne.
Hi.
Hi, Yvonne.
I had this amazing dress I loved. I got in 6th grade.
Oh.
And it was red and it had yellow daisies on it. And I went shopping. My mom's, this dress is too expensive. I said, but I want it. And then I put it on and she was like, but Mom, it looks so good. So 25 years later, I was going out with this guy and we were going to Italy to a friend of mine's wedding. And I said, Mom, look, I said, Tom, look what I'm going to wear to Adam's wedding in Italy. And then we missed the boat. So on the way, it was in Venice and we were late. We ended up being really late. And on the boat, I was like, we missed the first boat. We're going to miss the wedding. And I'm crying and he doesn't really care. He goes, oh, well, because he didn't want to go.
Talk about a dress with stories though, hey? That's impressive that you were able to keep it for so long too.
I have it. Yeah, I still have it.
You still have it. Oh, wonderful.
Thanks.
Thanks.
So Teresa, do you have time for a few more shows?
Oh yeah, I'm happy to stay on if you are.
Yeah.
I love seeing all these stories and all these clothes. It's especially, yeah, the ones from the past too are.
All right. Let's go to Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I did. I had a sweater and a skirt that I got when I was a kid, and it says like, well, I can't read this backwards here, but anyway, I loved it. It kept me warm, and I was always cold. And you know, I played the cello, and you could, you know, when you play the cello, you have to spread your legs apart, you know, to hold the instrument. And it even kept me warm then. But then when I outgrew it, I was just devastated. It's like, oh no, how can it be? You know, I can't bear to give it away. So that's
Oh, yeah. The clothing you have, the clothing you love as a kid, it's really hard when you can't wear it anymore. I'm glad you've drawn it though. I feel like, you know, I feel like I can like that it's part of all of us now.
Thanks. This was fun.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
So I have this jacket I found a long time ago in San Francisco. It became my almost famous Penny Lane jacket.
Oh, I love the sleeves and the collar.
Yeah, my Penny Lane jacket transporting me back to almost famous. And I have found it in a thrift store in San Francisco, and it's made out of scrap jeans.
Huh.
This magical jacket makes me feel playful, and it lights up every room it ventures into. Fucking cool jacket. And I can never be serious in it. I tried.
Oh, I love that. And I love, yeah, clothes, certain clothes feel like magic. And they never go out of style, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm glad you have it on too.
Yeah. Someone inspired me in the group. I'm gonna put my jacket on.
Nice.
Susanna, you're muted.
Yes, thank you. I'm unmuting right now. So I'm actually trying to start everything in pencil and then I watercolor it in.
Oh, neat.
Well, to do it, it's just because I haven't been mastering Procreate very quickly. Oh, yay, Susan Marks, hi.
Sometimes it's really nice to draw on paper, actually.
You know, I do love being off screen. It's really, especially Friday night ritual like this one, which is a Friday night ritual. I do love that experience. I get a lot of surprises. So this is pandemic wear for the 2% of the population that is immunocompromised. 1, Zoom shirt, a shirt with a flattering neckline to remind the world and yourself you are alive, alive, alive. Number 2, super spendy Telfar handbag I couldn't afford but splurged on and ended up using to, oh, I can't read this backward. This is the super spendy
Nice.
handbag. I wipe it down with Clorox wipes just so that I can keep it clean and sterilized. It's the bag I use outside. And so it's for, can you read it? Like, I don't know how to make it forward. I mean,
that's okay. You gave.
I'll read
Oh,
it.
wait, okay.
Splurged on, ended up using to store my stash of N95s, one of which I gave to an unvaccinated Lyft and Uber driver douchebag.
That's very generous of you.
Well, I also wanted to not incur any additional risk than what I was already taking on once she began bragging about being unvaccinated throughout the whole pandemic. I figured some of these could have more stories I could elaborate on, like the Uber driver.
I mean, you could do just a whole thing on the handbag and the Uber driver.
Yeah, and I had actually posted on Instagram about it and about a kind of moral conundrum that it brought up. How many stars do you give a driver? And do you tip a driver who brags about being unvaccinated halfway through your ride. And yeah, I got some interesting input. So number 3 is the on-trend puffy jackets for your adventure cats who you take to the park to interact with open spaces. And this is an attempt to draw the Chewy website where they actually show how it looks on cats. That will be my tuxedo cat with the gold jackets. And then this was trying to, number 4 is attempt to manifest the perfect shade of lipstick to pair with the perfect headband that people will never see unless they're willing to take a COVID test before meeting me. That's not very well described, but I'm sort of trying to allude to the idea that colors are different on screen than in real life.
Well, I love the color of your headband, and I love that you're wearing it, and it's great for Zoom.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
I really appreciated, Teresa, you saying that you didn't originally draw and that you actually write. And so it gave me permission to just be here.
Oh yeah, have all the permission. Anyone can do this. If I can do it, you can definitely do it.
Thank you so much. So I wrote about life is good shirts. And what did I write? I needed a hat to cover my bald head, and I needed inspiration and hope. So this is the fleece beanie and the fleece hat I got, and the first shirt.
Oh, wow.
And I wore the hats to every chemo. I wore the shirt to every chemo. One shirt became many, many more shirts and pajamas. And after cancer, I had tons of life is good clothing.
Oh, that's so lovely.
And then after a while, they became the only clothes I wore, even when I wasn't working, and sometimes even when I was. And then over here, I wrote, it looks like a dress, right? And just had leggings and boots. And then over here, 18 years later, it's still all I wear, especially right now. I think I might forget my life is good if I stop. I lose a lot of things, but I still have both those hats. I've had to replace the shirt and the pajamas though.
Oh, wow. That's amazing, Kathy. I love that story, and I love the sentiment behind it and the shirt, everything. That's lovely.
Thank you. Because I would not have written that without this. So
thank you for sharing it.
How about our friend Michelle?
And it was my turn. Hi.
Hi.
I took a bunch of the prompts, so it's hard to see this, but this is a golden gown that I really wanted to buy, but I couldn't bring myself to pay about $2,000. It was called a swim gown, a gold snake swim gown. Also, they only had it in like size 2 at the place in the garment district. And even though we were going to have a pool party instead of a dance party at our wedding, I was like, I can't do it. So, but I still regret it.
Now you have it in a way.
Yeah, exactly. This is the sweatshirt I did buy in high school, even though I never bought anything full price. I was like, this is too cool, because not only did it have every planet, it had the outer planets on the back. So Uranus was, of course, near the bottom. This has become my trademark. I bought it. I broke my yard sale rule to never buy textiles at yard sales. And now everybody always asks me, did you make it? I always have to say, no. And this is like, it's really hard to draw polka dots with markers. So similar to the daisy dress that someone mentioned earlier, this has daisy fringe on it. And I loved it so much. It has pockets, is vintage. it fit me just right. And a friend said, you should wear that to your first book talk. And I wore it so much that I never made a book, and now it's destroyed. So I wore it to death.
Those are all great. I love it. And I love all the colors you use too. And yeah, that gold swim gown.
Oh, it's hard to dry cold.
I'm just blown away. Thank you.
Thanks.
Do we have time for one more, Teresa?
Sure. Yeah. Why don't we do one more? Thank you for everyone who's has
Beverly, and I'm
stayed.
gonna I'm putting back in chat the tags. So we hope that you'll share on Instagram with these tags or on the Saw Mighty Network site.
I'll just do this very quick. I always was fascinated with Lucille Ball and her tiny waist. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Because it's very dark here. Can you see it? No, I can't. Not you.
Oh, yeah, we can see
like
it.
with the tiny waist and her big skirt. And she also, I remember this well, she wore these really pointy breasts and then pants with that skirt around the pants that was open, and then she'd be smoking a cigarette. And so I just found those very amazing, wondering how you could ever wear that. And one day I walked by a store and I saw a dress and I bought it. And it's never left my closet because I've never worn it. So it sits there.
Oh.
Actually, I showed it hanging up, but it's really just in a ball in a box.
Well, it's lovely. And I that first panel, especially like that, at a glance, you can tell it's Lucille Ball's clothing. And so you've done a great job in depicting it.
Someone tried the skirt over the pants thing. Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you. Okay, I guess it's back to me. Thank you so much, everyone, for drawing along with me and for sharing your comics. And if you didn't have a chance to share and you still want to share, please do share on social media. We just put our handles on the chat there already. And I hope you continue. Actually, you've told some really beautiful stories, and yeah, clothing kind of brings something out in us. It brings all these memories and these sentiments, and so I hope you keep making work about clothes, and I'll see you at the next workshop as an attendee. Thanks
Thank you
again
so much,
for
Teresa.
spending time with us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
Good night.
you. This is my second workshop with you, Teresa. We
Oh,
did
is it?
the movie one last year.
Oh, great.
I really loved that one.
Yeah. Oh,
I
post
still
the
have my
Instagrams again. Here's my Instagram.
By
Then-
Teresa Wong.
Yeah, _Teresa Wong, and then the Saw
Also
one is
comes up
at
with
Comics Workshop.
And you have to have the at first,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you.
Good night,
Bye.
Michael.
Everybody.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Michael.
Thank you so much.
Thank you to Saw.
Thank you, Canada.